Have you ever wanted to look into retro games but aren't sure where to begin? Do you ever wonder which classic games stand the test of time and which ones don't hold up? These are some questions that have been bothering me for a while now, and I think it's about time to do something about it. So I'm going through gaming's history one game at a time to try to find the best games of all time. Welcome to the Gaming Archaeologist. As some of you may already know, Megaman 2 is by far my favorite of the NES games I've played and reviewed so far. So Megaman 3 had a lot to live up to for me going in. Many consider it to be on par with Mega Man 2 in terms of overall quality, but is that actually the case? In some ways, Mega Man 3 is a clear improvement from Mega Man 2, and like Mega Man 2, adds new and improved changes to the Mega Man formula. Mega Man now has a new sliding ability, which allows for new and creative obstacles and gives the player more tools for avoiding threats. Another change is that Mega Man has a new companion called Rush, a robot dog who can take on 3 different forms that allow Mega Man to reach places he wouldn't otherwise be able to reach. Rush is a welcome addition, as he does allow the player the option of skipping certain sections that are giving them trouble, and he also has a lot more personality and charm to him than the bland and boring items from Mega Man 2. There are also a few new story elements, the most prominent of which is the introduction of Proto Man. The presentation and atmosphere of the game is about as good as Mega Man 2, and while I personally like the music from Mega Man 2 a little more, that's a purely subjective matter, and Mega Man 3's music is still quite good. But while Mega Man 3 is a very good game, I just didn't have as much fun playing it. Mega Man 2 found the perfect balance between challenging without being frustrating, while Mega Man 3 leans a little too much on the frustrating side. It's definitely not as bad as some other games for the NES I've played, but there is a little too much emphasis on trial and error rather than reasonable challenges. The abilities you can get from the Robot Masters this time around also aren't as fun or useful as the ones in Mega Man 2, or even Mega Man 1 really. A few of them can come in handy, but most of them are too situational to be consistently useful. In addition, the game includes 4 Doc Robot stages, and they end up feeling like a really cheap and awkward way of extending the game's runtime. Mega Man 2 was a great game. It was well designed and felt like a complete and cohesive experience that was fun from start to finish. Mega Man 3 is a good game, but despite all the things it does right, it doesn't feel quite as polished or well put together as Mega Man 2. It's an enjoyable game in its own right, but a little disappointing. So, does it hold up? I'd say it does. While I've been rather critical of it here, I did enjoy Mega Man 3, and I don't want anyone to think that it's a bad game. If you didn't like Mega Man 2, then Mega Man 3 probably won't win you back. But if you did enjoy Mega Man 2, then this is a game that is very much worth checking out. My final score for Mega Man 3 is a 7 out of 10. So those are my thoughts on Mega Man 3. What do you think? What's your favorite Mega Man game? Are there any NES games you'd like me to review? Whatever your thoughts are, be sure to let me know in the comments below. The next game I'll be taking a look at is Super Mario Bros. 3. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.